Hello, my name is Sophia, and this is the first time I'm doing some sort of YouTube video, longer format video. I'm not really used to speaking in front of a camera, but this is a format that I really wanted to try out, so here we go. My vision is that I'm making a YouTube channel that will be sort of a journal of sorts of the things I make. Right now I do mostly knitting, but I also do a lot of sewing and a lot of other crafty fiber arts projects. So somehow I wanted this YouTube channel to just be a sort of journal over the projects I'm making. So I guess let's just get into it, and I will show you a bit of the things I have been knitting on recently. So my first thing, which I'm actually wearing right now, is the PetiteKnit weekend sweater. I did make some adjustments to it. It is knitted in Drops brushed Alpaca, held double. I really love the material that it creates. I didn't quite hit gauge on it, so I did size up to make sure I get the proper ease, positive ease on it. I'm really loving it. I've been wearing it a lot. Another adjustment I did was I made all the ribbing I did in half twisted rib, and the neckline is a bit shorter than it is on the model. Other than that, I followed the pattern. Another project I recently finished is the Ingrid sweater for men. I knitted it for my husband. He's been wearing it a lot. I finished it a couple of weeks ago, and I feel like he's been wearing it almost daily since. I only got the picture of the finished objects today. So it's already started pilling a little bit. It's got a little bit of stains. It shows a bit of wear. But on the other hand, I'm happy he's been wearing it a lot, and he seems to really like it as well. And I think it's just amazing looking. I knitted it in Drops Merino Extra Fine. It's a yarn that I really like how soft it is. It's really not itchy in any way. Not that my husband is really sensitive to that anyway, but it's just like, it feels great to be able to gift a sweater that just is so soft and nice to wear. What I don't like about the yarn, which I had forgotten about before I started knitting it, is that it stretches a lot. I think it's great for making baby clothes and kids' clothes that are a bit smaller and don't hold as much weight to them. But in adult clothes, I feel like it just, like, every time you block it, it just stretches and stretches and stretches, and you have to be really careful each time it gets wet to make sure that it holds its shape and stretches in the right direction, if there is a direction you want to stretch it in, because otherwise it's just gonna keep growing infinitely, is what it feels like. I knitted it in the color grayish. I ordered the yarn online, and to be honest, I think it's a bit too gray. Or I have used the Drops Merino Extra Fine in the color light gray before, and honestly the color light gray and grayish is very, very similar to me. The grayish one that I use now is a little bit warmer. Let me actually put up a picture here so you can see the difference. I was hoping for it to be a bit more beige in the color, but I'm still really happy. It's a neutral. I'm all for neutral colors, so yeah, I don't mind it. It was just something unexpected about the yarn. Another two projects that this is kind of a two-in-one. Here's the picture. The first one are these ballerina slippers that I have knitted. They are a self-drafted pattern. My problem was that I go to a lot of kind of like hangouts with friends at their houses, where I might want to wear like slightly nicer clothes, like a skirt or such. And somehow I feel like socks always, I think the socks like really often ruin like a nicer outfit. So what I did is I knitted these like ballerina slippers that would look better with a skirt. Like it kind of like put like a little bit of an edge on the outfit, like not ruin the outfit essentially, but still not looking overly formal or like too much by wearing like extra indoor shoes. And I think I've been wearing them so much, to be honest, and really liking them. I did have some problem with them because I knitted them. The size was perfect. I wore them a bit. They stretched because I had the needles I used, I think, were a bit too big, so the material was a bit loose. They stretched, which was a pity. So I thought, like, okay, I'll chuck them in the washing machine and just see what happens. The yarn I used was Novita's Isoveli, which is a sock yarn. Normally it doesn't shrink or felt, but I had it held double with Drops brushed Alpaca. And they actually felted so much and shrank so much more than I expected them. So they like turned out this big. What I could do though, like as soon as I took them out of the washing machine, realized what I had done. I essentially just like pulled them back apart whilst they were still wet and stretched them a lot. And now they face my feet really well and they haven't stretched since. But this is a project that I'm kind of like wanting to fine tune and possibly even write up a pattern for in the future. So I'll get to that more once I show you the projects that I'm working on right now. The other item here in the picture next to me are these wonderful cotton/linen pajama pants. I'm been working from home for a very long time, and I'm also having a maternity leave coming up, so I will be spending a lot of time at home wearing loungewear, but at the same time, I like wearing nicer loungewear. So I made these trousers. I really love them. They are so comfortable. They are based on another pair of trousers I had last summer. I've been wearing them. It's been my favorite pair of linen trousers for, I think, 5 years. And I wore them like every single summer so much. And the fabric was actually falling apart on them this summer. So what I did is I cut them into pieces along all the seams and used the old trousers as a pattern so I could make several pair of new ones because I just think the fit was amazing. They were so comfortable, good looking, and yeah, amazing. So the fabric I used for this pair is actually from an old bedsheet that I found secondhand for €2. So that was an amazing find. It is 50% linen and 50% cotton. And the color is in this like traditional undyed linen color, like this beige gray type of color. And I was inspired by this picture I found on Pinterest of a pair of trousers. And I actually have a bunch of really old lace trims that I think my great-grandmother or some other old relative has made. We have a big box that my mom found in the attic, and she was gonna donate them, and I told her to just pass them over to me. And I've been thinking now different ways to use up these lace. And one way was to add them on the hem of these pajama pants. I'm also thinking about making some tops, perhaps in the future, adding this really beautiful handmade lace hem. But yeah, that's for the future. Anyway, I'm loving these pajama pants and I've been wearing them so much lately. Then I have made some baby knits recently also. My nephew's christening party is actually this upcoming weekend, so I knitted him a name sweater. I think they are so cute. This one is made in the leftover yarn from the Ingrid sweater, so Drops extra fine merino. And after knitting the sweater, I just embroidered the name using a crochet hook and kind of making a chain stitch on top of the sweater. I felt like it wasn't really strong enough, so then I crocheted back along the letters to make it a bit more three-dimensional. It's pulling a little bit of the knitted fabric, but I think that will also even out with wear, I hope. Anyway, I think it's such a cute sweater, and I'm really looking forward to gifting it to them this weekend. Again, like this yarn I think is amazing for baby knits, and another thing is, since it's a super wash yarn, the parents don't really have to worry that much about how they wash it or having time to hand wash things with a newborn baby in their house. That's quite a lot to expect. So this one you can safely just throw in the washing machine. So in that sense, it's great for baby knits. Another baby sweater I recently made was this one in Drops Alpaca Boucle, I think it's called. In this light beige color. This is just like 100% a self-drafted pattern. It's a really tiny sweater and it's so soft. Actually, the first time I bought this yarn is the first time I'm using this yarn. It was very hard to knit with because the stitch definition is just not there. So it's really hard to see where your increases are done and such. So in that sense, a difficult one to knit with. But it's so much softer than I expected it to be. I honestly, when I just bought it, was kind of a spontaneous thing. I bought it and expected them to be a bit scratchy, but they are, like, these yarns are just so soft, and I kind of want to work more with them now just because I know how soft they are. And then the last project I recently finished is this velvet soot pouch that I made for my sister. It's her birthday coming up now before Christmas. So I'm gonna be gifting that to her, and it has like a little face mask in it for some like kind of like self-care, a real small gift. But I thought it's so cute having her initials embroidered on it in a gold thread. So just like it kind of puts like a bit of holiday feels over it, and I guess it could be used like as a makeup purse. It's lined with a really nice shiny satin fabric. So yeah, I'm thinking this could either be used as a cute little makeup pouch, or then just, you can fit your phone and your wallet into it. So it's just going to some holiday party. It might be a really nice little purse to bring along. So those are all the projects that I have finished recently. Now let me show you more of what I'm working on right now. So the first ones, let's go back to the ballerina slippers. Yeah. So these are the ballerina slippers that I am working on right now. The pair I made for myself at first were knitted on 5.5 millimeter needles, and now I have gone down to 4.5. So I dropped like a full needle size in these. It's a lot, the fabric that I'm making is a lot tighter, and I think this is gonna be a great project. I haven't gotten further on it like this, but I'm writing everything down of how I'm making it, making a few adjustments from the first pair I made. And these I'm hoping to be big enough to actually have like a woolen sew inside, like I have these. In the first version of the ones I made for myself, I had these inside, and it was so lovely. But then after my felting mishaps and they shrank, they couldn't fit these anymore. But the idea is that they will have these inside and just be a really more of a like a slipper than a sock. And these also help them hold a nicer shape on the foot. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing these soon. The next project that I am working on is a really big project for Christmas. This is going to be a gift for my dad for Christmas. It's a cabled sweater like this. I'm so like, this is a really big project to knit for someone for Christmas. The thing is, my dad is the hardest person to give items to. Like, I don't know, he's, I guess, a bit of a minimalist, I would say, and then he just like gets himself everything that he needs. So I decided to this year knit him a sweater. It's completely a surprise for him. So I've been guessing the size. I'm quite good at guessing sizes, and like I have a really good like eye for estimating how big things are. So I'm really hoping it will fit him. But just in case, I am actually not finishing the bottom hem, so I'm leaving a thread in it so that when he gets it on Christmas, he can try it on, and if the length is correct, I think it will be correct, I can just like finish it off right there then, or then like just adjust it during the evening to make sure he gets like a sweater that fits him as soon as possible. The pattern I have used is the Snow Trails pattern from DropsDesign. It's a free pattern. I thought it was really cute because I wanted a sweater with some cables, but not too many. And it's knitted in Drops Nepal. It's the first time I'm using this yarn, and honestly, it is so much softer than I ever expected it to be. I thought it would be like kind of a rustic sweater, like almost an outdoor sweater, but with how soft this is, I don't know. I think it's just wonderful, and I want to knit myself something using this yarn also in the future. I have no idea what, but I feel like I need this yarn in a garment for myself also. I have adjusted the pattern a bit. One, it wanted me to start from the neckline and go down. So the pattern actually starts like up here, but I like skipping that and just picking up stitches for the neckline later on. When the sweater is ready, I somehow find it easier to know like that the fit will be good, because as it is now, it already looks like the neckline is maybe stretching quite a bit. So that means when picking up the neckline, I can kind of make up for that by not picking up every stitch and using a smaller needle to knit it tighter, perhaps also do like a double folded neckline so that it just gives a bit more stability and doesn't stretch out a lot, because it would be a nightmare if I just knitted a sweater for my dad and then like he wears it once or twice and it's just gonna make this ginormous boat neckline or something because of the weight of the sweater. So I just want to make sure that I get the neckline correct. Other than that, it's a really basic raglan sweater. I also changed the pattern by doing twisted rib on all the ribbing bits because I just think that looks so much neater. Oh, and also finishing off the ribs with an Italian, like double knitting and then an Italian bind off, because it's just like, it just looks amazing, I think. So, yeah, I find in general that Drops patterns, they have a lot of patterns. I know that it's like difficult whether you should use Drops patterns. They steal like a lot of designs from smaller designers who actually deserve to get paid for the work that they do. But I also find that Drops patterns, they are really basic and don't contain a lot of like fine details. So if I ever follow a Drops pattern, I normally adjust it quite a bit. I normally use the pattern just to get like the count for the stitches, so I know how big to make and like how far to go, so the basics. But then a lot of the details, I just tend to do my own thing on them to just refine it and make it look better. In the picture in general on their website, I think like the sweater isn't looking that great. Like it looks kind of unfinished. There's a lot of uneven stitches that I don't want in my finished object. So that's kind of requires like some fine tuning and being able to look past that and hoping that I am a better knitter than the person who made the sweater for this model. Over to the next project that I'm working on. This is actually a finished one, but I am going to make 4 of these. It's Christmas gifts for my son's daycare teachers. So I have made these like little drawstring bags that I will gift them in. So they can hang, they can reuse the bags. And then inside the bags, I have these really wonderful mittens. This is also a self-drafted pattern. I hope you can see them like this. They are knitted in Drops Air on 4.5mm needles, so they are quite quick to knit up. I started them from the bottom here with a twisted rib, And then the rib kind of continues on the side. It's not a rib on the side because it's just pure stockinette going around. But here I've lifted stitches on every other row just to make this like illusion of a cable or a braid going up from the rib all the way to the top. That this adds a little bit of extra on them, makes them a little bit nicer looking. So these were really quick to knit up. I knitted I think I knitted the full pair in like an evening and a half with all the finishing touches. So that's why I'm thinking it will be a great gift to give for my son's daycare teachers, and they do such an amazing job. So yeah, I really hope they will enjoy these mittens. And that's all for the projects that I am working on at the moment. Then let's move over to some of my future or upcoming projects. One for my husband for Christmas. I would love to have time to make a nice beanie and matching mittens. I feel like I knit these things for him every single year, and he always loses them and ends up using mine. And that's kind of like a teeny tiny pet peeve of mine. Last year I knitted him a beanie in Drops Karisma in this green color. It turned out really nice, but it was way too big. I'm not sure what happened. And then I tried to I was thinking, okay, I'll chuck it in the washing machine, see if I can felt it a bit, get it to shrink a bit. That didn't work, so I washed it again on a hotter cycle. Still didn't work, and then I realized it's a super wash yarn, so that was kind of silly from my side. But maybe I'll do that this year again with a different yarn, but matching beanies and mittens for him. And next upcoming project that I would love to do is socks. I have this bright red, Christmas red sock yarn. It's like a slightly thicker sock yarn. And I just saw a picture on Pinterest where a mom and the baby were wearing matching socks. And in general, I'm not a person for wearing bright colors. That's why I haven't used this yarn. I've had it in my stash for years and years and years. But now I just wanted to kind of get that pop of red in a pair of socks. And I know for a fact that this yarn is enough for one pair of adult socks and one pair of kid socks. So I'm gonna make matching socks for me and my son, who is 3 years old. My last upcoming project that I'm still kind of on the fence about, I got the yarn for it already. Might be crazy. It's Drops Air. So Drops Air in color 2, which is called Marzipan. I really like this color. And I was inspired by this cardigan that I saw on Pinterest. Again, I find a lot of nice things on Pinterest that I want to recreate. My only problem is I just have not decided yet what type of cardigan it will be. Currently, I definitely want it to be a V-neck cardigan with a double knitted button band. However, I am currently choosing between the Kutovakika Darling cardigan, which is just a simple stockinette cardigan. Either that, or then going for the Knitting for Olive V-neck cardigan, I think it's called, with this leaf lace design, which I think that's been kind of on my project list for a really, really long time, or I love that design in general. And I, for so many years, thought about knitting it. And I think now is probably the time. This is for after Christmas, however. But I still have time to decide whether I want to knit a more complicated thing, like the Knitting for Olive V-neck cardigan, or then Kutovakika's just really plain stockinette cardigan that I also really like. So, we'll see about that. And that's everything I have going on at the moment. I'm really running out of daylight. I'm not sure if you're noticing, it's getting quite dark. It's only 2:10 in the afternoon, but it's been in general a really dark day here. I guess it's just the time of year that we live in. So for now, I'm gonna wrap this up. I hope this video turned out good, that the recording worked. I don't know. And we'll see what comes from this. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And Maybe I'll see you soon again. Bye.